Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Tom, there's some celebrities in the limelight that you just don't know. And, you get scrutinized if you don't know them because, if you're being tested on it, people will say, what are you living under a rock?
Yeah.
Things like that. And sometimes it's just an unfortunate case. I haven't heard of that celebrity or they've escaped my mind, and it happens to a lot of people. Yeah. And this happened to us the other day, Tom.
Both of us. It's a rare case where there's two people in the room that have no idea who you're talking
what
about.
What the hell you're on about.
But this happened the other day when we interviewed Osher Günsberg.
Yes, Osher Günsberg, if you don't know him, he is he's the host of the compare of The Bachelorette, The Bachelor. He was on Australian Idol, and now he's on The Masked Singer.
Yes.
And he came in to talk about The Masked Singer, and pretty much the way that game works is that there'll be a celebrity masked, and they'll be on stage in a big costume kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they sing a song over a few weeks, and the audience and the judges have to guess who is behind that mask, what celebrity.
Yeah.
So Osher wanted to do a recreation of that with us where yes, he plays out a bit of audio several times, and then we guess who is singing pretty much.
Yeah, and it was a cover of another song to make it harder, but he really didn't need to do that because I think if he played an original, we wouldn't have got it.
We still wouldn't have known, yeah.
But basically, when he revealed it, this was the way our reaction. Nah.
Okay.
I've got nothing.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Take it off!
Take it off! Take it off!
Take it off! Oh my God, it's Taylor Hanson!
Taylor Hanson!
Oh my God, I literally said the word Taylor when I put my jacket on.
Now, if you're in the same boat, I mean, you could hear it in our voices, we had no idea who Taylor Hanson was.
Yeah, Taylor Hanson,
If you're in the same boat and you're thinking, well, gee, I don't know who the bloody hell Taylor Hanson is, he's pretty famous for this song. Yeah, he's the lead singer in the band Hanson, which is three brothers.
Do you know how crazy that was? And my gripe with that as well. And obviously both of us we didn't pick Taylor Hanson. We thought that was so left of field.
Yeah,
Hanson, when it came out, Taylor Hanson would have been 14 years old. They were all so young in that band.
Well, that song came out in 97.
Yeah,
you know?
And Taylor Hanson is 40 now. And when Osher showed us the picture of Taylor Hanson...
Still had no idea.
He's no longer a 14-year-old, though.
It wasn't until someone said, bop, and I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's like a 40-year-old man now, so he looks completely different to the music videos or anything. He just looks like some generic bearded dude. Yeah. And then Osher's like down our throats being like, Hanson, it's Hanson. And we lied directly to Osher's face. We were like, oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Taylor Hanson, of course.
Well, you should have said.
Look, we want to get the Fresh fam involved now. What celebrity didn't you know? Plenty of texts rolling through the text line right now. Somebody texted in saying, you boys are really showing your age. Absolute babies.
See, I don't think so. I think even if you listen to Hanson when they came out, you wouldn't recognise what Taylor Hanson looks like now.
Or what he sounds like.
Yeah. It's been years. Yeah. Someone said, morning team, I only recently found out who Pedro Pascal was after everyone was talking about him from The Last of Us. Had no idea he was the Mandalorian or in Narcos as well.
Yeah.
He's been in some big stuff.
Yeah, he's blown up recently. Somebody else has texted in here. I was quoting some Mike Myers stuff to a friend. They dead set thought I was talking about Michael Myers. The murderer from the Halloween series. Yeah.
You know, the part where he gets the knife out and he just says shagadelic. Before he kills his victim. Someone said, Timothy Chalamet, I still don't really know what he does.
Yeah, he's an actor. He's a pretty big deal
also
these
blown
days.
up the last 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Another text here. My best friend grew up super religious. Didn't know who Zac Efron was.
Wow.
They'd never seen High School Musical in their life. I was completely shocked when she told me.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, that is a big one.
Someone else said when Chef could change his name to Nick Murphy. I was like, who the hell is Nick Murphy? I think we were all like, that's why his sales plummeted.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Callum.
Yep.
Have to do a bit of a call out this morning.
Sure.
This is
early start for a call out, but all here for it.
Yeah, thank you. It happened earlier this week on the Monday. Something that's been plaguing my mind.
Is it just because it's Monday that it's pissed you off? And it was just, it's the start of the week, things grind your gears a little bit easier? Or it would affect you any day?
It would affect anyone at any moment, any day.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was You know, most Mondays are usually a day we all sort of treat ourselves to eating out after the show.
Yeah.
A bit of breakfast or something
Sure.
like that.
Go to a cafe.
Yeah. It's Monday, it's tough, no one wants to do it. So we leave the office for a little bit and get a feed. What's happened this Monday, just gone, is that our content director and boss, Sophie, who comes on the show every now and then, she decided she was going to try and save a bit of money and just go to Foodland, bring back a couple things to make.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff for her. I mean, very strong-willed. I don't have the capacity to do that. I splurge my money. I always
absolutely.
go to cafes. You know, I don't think I've ever gone and made my lunch. You know, so kudos to her. Kudos
I've
to
witnessed
her
you
straight off
bring
the bat.
in your own lunch and still go out and buy
It
something.
still doesn't get eaten. It just sits there.
Well, what's happened is she's decided I'm going to just get some Cruskets,
Yeah.
you know, some feta, some cherry tomatoes and avocado.
Wow, that sounds gourmet.
Yeah, so that's what she ended up having for like a brekkie when she got back. And sort of left everyone to their own devices. And then she asked me if I wanted a one. And I was like, yeah, it looks really nice. I'd love one. She makes me one. She goes off to a meeting and I sort of message her and say, hey, can I have one more? That was pretty good. I haven't eaten yet today. And she was like, yeah, of course. Just help yourself. I'm like, sweet, thank you. So I get one of the Cruskets out, I get a plate, chop up one of the cherry tomatoes, sprinkle a bit of feta, some pepper and
Yeah,
salt.
right. No, sounds good.
And then I get to the avocado. I'm about to spread it on, right? And I've noticed something that really bugged me. And it's taken a lot of restraint not to bring it up on air, but I can't hold it in any longer, Callum.
Yeah, okay.
The way she's cut her avocado is across the side of it, like cut the top off, like she's having egg soldiers, like she's taking the top off a boiled egg.
Your head seems like it's going to explode right now. You're not getting the words out clearly. So she's cut the top off as opposed to the
Instead of cutting around the side and like sort of, you know, carving around the seed in the middle, and you have that beautiful half, that like normal looking avocado cut. She's cut it the complete other way. She's cut it horizontally, not vertically.
Okay, so cut the top off and then, you know, scooped it out, all that.
You've got to go. You can head to our Instagram at Fresh927 and check it out for yourself. It is an absolute crime scene.
It's she is missing out though on one of the joys of life. I think one of the best feelings is when you cut that avocado in half, you grab a big butcher's knife and you slam it into the seed.
Yeah.
And you yank it out. And when there's a bit of force, when that seed is pulling back on you, and you're like, get out, and you're heaving out that seed.
She didn't get that because this chick's cutting it horizontally. The seed's just falling out from the bottom.
One of the joys of life she is missing. Cut your avocados right, people.
Pull your head in, Sophie.
All right. I get older. The Davo, Tom, and Callum podcast stays the same age.
Tom, very exciting. We have a brand new producer on the show, Adele.
Yes, welcome, Adele.
Welcome, Adele, to the show. We're very excited now. Have you done radio stuff before, or?
I have, not for a very long time, about 10 years.
10 years,
so
wow.
This feels very nostalgic for me just now. It's lovely.
Yeah, great.
amazing.
I mean, you said you've been on the mic before, but yeah, I guess that was 10 years ago, so
Yeah,
a bit of a rehash.
Student radio, yeah. Look
Yeah,
at me,
brilliant.
first day on the job, she's in the studio again.
Now, Adele, we are detecting a bit of an accent. What accent is that?
Yes, I'm from Glasgow in Scotland.
I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
Sorry about that.
Tom, as Tom was playing that for the Fresh fam, he was miming, I'm so sorry. Because, you know, a part of your role as well as a producer, Adele, you have to get all the audio for this show before it starts and everything. And we did, you did ask us, what audio do you want for this segment? And we said, you know, we don't want to stereotype the culture or anything, but Fat Bastard would be really ideal.
I find myself, like, I play up to the stereotype of my accent, though. I love it.
Yeah,
I find
great.
myself speaking more like that on purpose. Just
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's funny.
Does the accent come out even stronger when you're talking to other Scottish people? Because I've heard that with different
my
accents.
partner lives here as well, and he's from Glasgow, and I think we both bring the Scottish out in each other.
Yeah.
Our accents will never change.
Now, Adele, I mean, Scottish accents are probably one of the more desired ones that people like to impersonate, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard quite a few impersonations over your time?
I have, and rarely are they accurate.
Yeah,
I have to say.
See, it's an interesting one because I feel like to people that don't have a Scottish accent, when someone whips it out, you're often impressed and you think, yeah, it's not too
pretty
bad.
good.
It's pretty good. But I guess you would be the barometer to be able to tell if someone is bullcrapping you with a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you think you could tell if someone called up now and pretended to do a Scottish accent?
100%.
If
Right.
they're actually Scottish or not.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it to the test. William
do.
in Adelaide. William, are you Scottish?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Adele, is saying aye a classic thing people would do to try and fool us?
It is, but it's something I say a lot as well.
Right, okay.
I would even text it, so that's
Yeah, okay, right. Can we get a little bit more out of you, William? See if this accent's real or not?
Aye, I'm actually from Loch Lomond, if you know what that is.
that sounds a bit more like, you know, is it Top Boy on Netflix? That sounds a little bit more London to me than it does Glasgow.
Okay, fishing you out as
I
a
bet-
London boy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that one out there. I'm afraid.
You're calling it out?
Yeah, you're
It's
not
a
getting
no?
past. Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
no.
William, are you Scottish?
Nah, mate.
All right, the test
Good on you,
works.
mate. Thanks for getting involved. All right.
Adele, that's 1 for 1.
We're going to go to Mia in Norwood now. Mia, are you Scottish? Oh, stage fright.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, it sounds like Mia is not by the phone, maybe, and therefore I think we can call her out. She is not Scottish. I'm going to call it.
Let's call it she's not Scottish. I mean, that's 1 for 1 for you, Adele.
Wow,
Called him out.
that went off perfectly.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Callum, we need to have a chat about friendship roles.
Yes.
And the roles certain friends have. You know, there's so many of them. Some people have that friend that's always the deso.
Designated driver, yeah.
Yeah, some people have that friend who's like the jokester, the
Sure.
prankster of the
Yeah,
group.
yeah, there's a serious one.
Yeah.
The surly one.
Yeah, but we wanna hunker down on one specific role in the friendship group, and every single group has this one person.
Like I said before, every person has this person in their group. Whether it's a big friendship group, a small one, there's always one that takes charge in this specific role, and it's always debatable whether they're actually good at it.
Yeah, we're talking about BBQ Tyrants. People that, whenever you're having a barbecue, just love to be like, I'll take it from here.
Literally. And, no matter where you are, barbecue party, house party, whatever, they always jump on the barbecue like it's this massive thing. Like they're the gods of the meat. And, cooking a barbecue is like not that hard, right?
No, it's probably the easiest thing to
You
cook.
don't have to be an expert to do it, but there's such a demeanor, isn't there, with the barbecue tyrant or the friendship group that they're like, no, I'll do it. You guys are clearly incompetent to cook this ration of bacon. I'll hop on the barbecue.
Because at the end of the day, even like badly cooked barbecue is still pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what happened to us recently is the barbecue tyrant in our friendship group. His name's Lockie. We've talked about him quite a bit on the show before. He's quite the character. He loves to take over the barbecue. It got to a point where the older we got, we thought, well, yeah, none of us really want to cook it. We'd rather just sit around and chill.
Yeah, and if Lockie's happy to cook the barbecue, then so be it. And he'll do it at other people's house on other people's barbecues too.
Yeah. So recently what happened, we're having a barbecue just because there's nice weather happening the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we're having a barbecue, and he's like, "Oh, boys, I'll take it from here." And we're like, "Yeah, all right. Grab your tongs. We'll get you a beer or something." And we've then all sort of left him alone for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've stayed inside the house. We're all having a few drinks. He's sort of like left us to our own devices while he's insisted that he cooks the barbecue outside. He says, "Hey, it'll be ready in about, an hour or so."
Yeah, and this is sort of a late lunch, early dinner. So the day's well and truly been had.
Yeah.
And we've come back, and he's told us the barbecue's ready. We've come back to the barbecue. He's messed it up.
Yeah.
He's burnt all the meat.
Not only did he burn all the meat, but he drank all the beer.
Yeah.
So I suspect Lockie got too pissed, quite frankly, and then ruined our barbecue. He didn't have the knack to be able to cook it right, and then he burnt all the last bit of meat, so we had to go to microwave meals. He ruined everything. He took all the rations of our drinks and food.
Yeah, it was a bit of a day, wasn't it, after that?
That's what I mean. The BBQ Tyrant, questionable always if they know what they're doing. If there was a mutiny on Lockie, I would definitely jump on board. I think he should be kicked out as being our BBQ Tyrant.
We want to open up the phone lines here. Have you got a BBQ Tyrant in your group, Adelaide?
Guaranteed, there has to be one. Like I said, every friendship group has a BBQ Tyrant.
Yeah, I mean, how do you go letting them barbecue on your barbecue? Do you let someone touch your barbecue, or is that no-go zone?
And let us know, are they worse than Lockie?
Yeah.
Have they made a huge blunder on the barbecue?
Yeah, and we did have somebody on the line earlier, Jo from Salisbury Down. She had to go into work, so she couldn't stay on. But she said that the BBQ Tyrant is her dad. And her dad took over the spit at her cousin's catered wedding.
Wow.
Catered wedding.
They've paid top dollar for, some really good chefs to come along, make some nice food. He couldn't help himself. I reckon that's such a dad thing as well.
Yeah.
That's where it begins. You become the BBQ Tyrant.
Definitely, yeah. Lockie will make a great dad one day.
Someone else said, my mate always takes over the barbie. He's not very good, but always without fail will kick someone off, including my own dad once.
Wow.
Phrased it like, you relax, mate. I can cook it. To be polite, but he's just a tyrant. That doesn't sound polite at all. I'd be real, I'd be real miffed off.
Get out of here, mate. Hey, we're going to head over to Prospects. We got Bethany on the line. Bethany, have you got a BBQ Tyrant in your group?
Yeah, so it's also my dad.
Yeah.
He's very much he gets very excited when we have barbecues, and he'll set up the barbecue 2 hours early to preheat it.
Wow.
But then the barbecue's just on for an hour.
Wow. Now,
with no meat on it.
Bethany, is he pretty up to scratch with his rubs and sauces and salts and stuff? Is he that kind of barbecue expert?
Nah, he's snags and chops. He's pretty standard.
Yeah. Just minimalist barbecue
old school.
Tyrant.
Hey, Bethany, does your dad ever help out in the kitchen, or does he just put all his time and effort into the barbie?
Only the barbecue, and he won't clean up afterwards. It's just
I cooked it, you clean up.
Can we ask,
Absolutely.
what's his skill level out of 10? If you're, on average, if you're eating his barbecue, what would you go out of 10?
Or he likes all of his stuff overdone. So it's too much for me personally. It's still good, but he'll go on the crispier side of things, and I'm a medium rare kind of girl. So
Yeah.
They always have a radical way of cooking the barbecue, don't they?
They really do.
They go
Barbecue Tyrants.
They go for a controversial statement on the meat.
Hey, thanks for getting involved, Bethany. Another person burning the barbecue. What is it with these tyrants of the
I'm
barbecue
telling
world?
you, they don't know what they're doing.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.